the rage. So artists have it different than everyone else. Whenever I want to look at something, I have a lot of different hobbies, and if I want to get some new guitar equipment or maybe some camera stuff, I can go online and find some used stuff relatively cheaper than the new stuff, and it's wonderful, everything's fine. But for artists, we have this issue. We can't just go buy used stuff a lot of times. Maybe a little easel or maybe a little drawing board or something like that. But what about the thing that actually sucks the most money out of our pocket? And that's the art supplies. Can we find that used? Can we get a good deal? I'm on a mission, and so I go and look for things sometimes. And this is what I come across. I want to help you and make sure that you know what's out there so you don't run into this. Okay, so let's look at this first one. We have a lot of 27 vintage pencils, drafting, drawing, colored, name brand used. $23. It's free shipping, but $23. There's only a few pencils there. You could buy a pack of pencils, number 2 pencils, for like $1.99 if you wanted to, and have 12 pencils that are brand new, not used and stubby like some of these are. Maybe they're a special kind of pencil that you can only find here on eBay. So we look a little closer and we see a University of California pencil. That's useless. There's a couple of pencils on here that say for use on polyester drafting film. You know, I was wondering exactly what I was going to write on my polyester drafting film, and now if I go and buy these, I will finally have something to write on that film with. They're mostly garbage covered in dirt. Well, that's okay. Let's move on to the next person. Let's see if we can find something else that's worth getting. Okay, here you go. It's a lot of vintage. I love when they put that word in there. Vintage, NOS 1990s plaid art supplies. What you have are 3 bottles of maybe $1 paint. So there's $3 there. There's, I don't even know what the other thing is. I'm sure it's useful for something. I'm sure it's used for something. It looks like one of those saws with the handles on each side with the rope that you use to cut stuff. Maybe it is, I don't know. And some model paints and a couple of brushes that usually come with a model. If you buy a model, those paints are free. So they're going to sell them to you, and they got them for free. Now, what are they going to do with these? Are they going to sell you maybe at 99 cents? $30 plus $16.10 shipping. For this, you could go into a store and pick this up for maybe $3. But you still want some art supplies, so you move on to the next one. Huge lot of art supplies. And you see what looks like those same pencils bundled up with a rubber band in a box. A couple little jars of ink that are like this big. They probably came free with like a glass dip pen set. Some Grumbacher oil pastels. Maybe you could use them. They don't show them to you what's in the box. Are they used? Are they empty? Is that just a box and that's it? There's nothing inside. You have no idea. Some dollar store watercolor that you could maybe use for 5 minutes before you get frustrated and throw it against your wall. And wait, what is that? Yes, I think it is a used sketchbook with pages ripped out. You can see at the top, if you look at the little binding, it's all warped and bent, but there's a bunch of pages that have been ripped out and the little strands are still in there. What a deal. $35 for this set, plus $23.21 shipping. Do you know how many art supplies you could buy with that kind of money? This person does not. This next one caught my eye because it was a huge lot. Again, it's an art supply lot with what? Yes, Crayola markers and crayons and Prang colored pencils. And I think that's the tackle box that my father got me when I was 4 years old. And I did the same thing. I threw my crayons in it. And this is amazing deal is yours for $65 plus about $30 shipping, $95 for a pile of garbage that I don't think if you went to a yard sale, you would even offer $1 for them. I think something's wrong with people's brains. They're broken, and this is what they do now. Now, if you don't know what Artist Loft is, it is the Michaels brand, the store brand that they get. It's the cheapest stuff. Usually the watercolor is garbage. I've actually used it. It's terrible. There's no pigment in it. It doesn't work very well. And so this is 2 tins. It's a 6-piece of watercolor and a natural hair brush. There's 7 pieces in that tin. You get 3 pencils and 3 brushes. Now you can see on the package it says $6 new. The other one is probably also $6. They sell them in little $6 sets. But here for the low price of $9.52 plus $4.88 shipping, this set could be yours. When you go into Michaels and you buy something, they have coupons like 40% off or 25% off. You're paying more than you would if you went to just the store and got it if you paid full price. This is one of the favorite ones that I found. It's a bulk lot of 12 watercolor paints. They can't count. There's 18 there. It says so on the package, but they want to say it's 12. For $62.99, they're dollar store paints. You would get them. You would let your 3-year-old niece paint a little picture, and then you would throw them in the garbage. That's what they are. $63. These are probably vintage is the problem. And people think if they bought something in 1972, they can sell it to you for a whole lot more now. Now, I know markers can be very expensive sometimes. These are used. It says pre-owned condition. Some have more ink than others. Lot includes 9 Marquettes, 1 dual tip, 5 ultra, and it goes through the whole thing. It doesn't really matter. Because even if you were looking at this and you said, oh, that could be a good deal. I wonder if it's a good deal. Just look a little closer. Just hover over one of the little spots there, and you will see that no, in fact, the metal is rusted on them. They are very well used. They have paint all over them. They're probably garbage. And they're charging you as if it's a brand new set of Copic markers. And on top of the $225, they're going to charge you $11 for shipping. That's a reduced rate. You should feel lucky about that. This one blew my mind a little bit. We're still on markers. The Ohuhu dual tip alcohol art markers. It says a lot of 80. That's a lot of markers. They're used, but that's a lot of markers for $50 plus $9.50 shipping. However, a very quick amount of research will show you that on Amazon, you can get the 100 set for $46.39 with free shipping. But for some reason, when they bought that set and used up some of the markers and had to throw them away, they said, oh no, the rest of these 80, because I've used them, are worth more. That's some kind of ego. I don't know where they get that from. Maybe they think they're that wonderful, but that's something. This very generous person decided to sell you some paint for $10,000. Now, don't worry about the shipping costs on their end. In case you were worried about them, they're still going to charge you $22.45 for shipping, even though they're charging you $10,000 for dried out, used up garbage paint. You can see one of them even has the cap off. They didn't even bother to put the cap back on it for you to show you that this might be okay. No, don't worry, it's dried out. We'll make sure you know that, but you're still going to pay us $10,000. You know how many art supplies you can buy for $10,000? Definitely more than these handful of paints. There's not even 100 tubes in this picture. Even if there was, $10,000. That person, I believe, gets the award for this whole thing as the dumbest offer that I have ever seen. And PayPal lets you know that if you have a PayPal credit card, you only have to pay $416.66 for 24 months for this garbage. And a closer inspection of some of these tubes will show the high quality and the cleanliness that they've kept these tubes in. Now, if you are in the market for some colored pencils, these 10 vintage, unique colored pencils, the mixed lot, because there's different colors, and even though they're half used, $18.71 for 10 used pencils. I don't know how you would ever get a better deal, and they give you free shipping. Now, I know watercolor artists, I'm not trying to leave you out. We're going to get to you in a second. So these are very vintage watercolor paints. As soon as you see that word, you need to run. Just run for the hills. Don't look at anything on the page. So these very cheap, crappy tins of watercolor, which one of them is missing a color, it's missing the yellow. They're going to charge you $25 plus $10.85 shipping. I don't know how you'd pass this up for $35.85. Even if you wanted to buy that, you can buy an empty tin for like $10, $12. Even if you like the tin, you said that's pretty unique, I'd like to get that tin. With a missing tin, because the little cups, you're not going to find them anywhere, so that one's missing, that's the end of that. But even if you were okay and you were going to look past that and use this tin, $35.85. That's what they're offering for these 2 used garbage tins of watercolor. Now here's something I've never thought of. You get a sketchbook, maybe you draw on half of it, you don't want to draw on the rest of it, sell it on eBay. This Strathmore 9x12 mixed media visual journal, the arts, this is the mixed media one, it's 100% cotton. Surely that's worth something even though half the pages are used. Only $8.50 plus $12.75 shipping. Now just for comparison, this Strathmore 9x12 100% cotton mixed media paper is $18.20 with free shipping, and it's brand new. It's not used, no one has drawn in it. You're free to put your own creations in this one. And this one I only picked out for one reason. I don't mind that they're dumb and they didn't realize that it says lot of 4 15-milliliter tubes. Clearly one of them is a 5-milliliter tube and it's completely used. There's maybe a half a milliliter left in that tube. They decided to put it up there anyway. Sell the 3 and see what you can get for it, but don't put a used tube almost all the way. You're gonna get a dot card worth of paint out of that and make it like it's some kind of deal. And last, I have the most inventive one. This one is absolutely, they get the award for most creative art supply. They went obviously to some doctor. They had some issues with their bones. They got x-rays, and now and you see the fillings in their mouth, and now they're selling it as an art craft supply, 14 plus premium human medical x-rays. Now I understand, I've seen people with the models, the heads of skulls where you can draw the thing. I've never seen anywhere where it's an actual x-ray of someone's body. Maybe the hand I could see, the shoulder. I wouldn't mind drawing some of these things, but as far as premium medical x-rays, now, you may think that you can just look at these pictures and draw them right off your computer, and you'd be right. Or you can send them $30 plus $5.05 and get them to look at in your hand. And if you look at them, they're very weird pictures. They're not even of full things. It's not like, maybe the hand and the foot look kind of full, but everything at like the wrist, you're not getting all the fingers, you're not getting the whole arm. You have the head, but you're not getting the whole skull. You're just getting part of the neck, maybe. The shoulder, maybe if you're drawing a shoulder, I get that. The lungs, I don't know why you just have the lungs there. It looks maybe a little abstract, and you may be able to draw something from it as a reference, but if you're looking for anatomy, this isn't where to go. If you want to draw fillings, I see some fillings in that mouth. You can draw the fillings. That's good. So this is what we have to deal with. I don't understand people. I don't know what's wrong with their mind. I don't understand where they get the audacity to charge people for things. I'm not going to go and grab a pencil and just shrink it down to about this big. Oh, now it's little. I could sell this used on eBay. I don't think that's what you're supposed to do. We get ripped off as artists. We don't get to do all the fun used stuff like other people get to do. I don't mind if it's something's used and you get a really good deal on it. Maybe the tubes of paint are half open or half empty, and you get maybe $1, $2 on that, and it's normally $10. That's an amazing deal. You scoop it up. But not with these people. These people, they don't care about you. They just want to make some money, so they take garbage that's used that they don't know what to do with, and they say, look, I'm never going to use this again. Here, have my garbage, and pay me more money than if they were new. That's what these people are doing. So thumbs up the video if you're going to not buy any of this stuff and take your money and go buy something good, even if it's less than what you can get here. Just get something good and create with it and have some fun, and don't listen to these morons. Alright, that's about it for me. I'm gonna go. I'll see you in the next one.